Muchísimas gracias. I'm Teresa Leger Fernández, and I have the privilege of being the chair of the Democratic Women's Caucus, which will be 97 a historic high when we finally get to swear in Adelita Grijalva. Thank you so much. It is women on the Senate and on the House who will get this done. Thank you.
Thank you for your leadership. Very good. And thanks for being here. Like some people.
Oh, I know. I mean, and you're here. I like the fact that you found your way here. Yeah. Like we've all found our way to DC. That is the biggest metaphor. Is who can find their way to DC to do the work for the voters in your district? That is the question we need to be asking. Is will they find the courage to listen to the voters in their district and do what's right? And I'm going to tell the story of New Mexico. Right? New Mexico is one of those states that relies heavily on the Affordable Care Act and the tax credits. So in New Mexico, our woman governor, together with our leadership in the House and the Senate, voted on some legislation recently to make sure that we could provide a temporary fix to the expiring Affordable Care Act tax credits, be well, in New Mexico. But we were joined by Republicans in the state legislature. Only 3 senators, Republicans, voted against it. Every other Republican senator was there, voted for it. This is an example of Republicans, especially in rural districts like mine. These are Republicans in rural districts like mine. We overlap, listening to their votes, listening to their constituents, having the courage to show up and listen. And we know that across the country, the Democratic Women's Caucus is listening not just to the voters in our districts, but because we have leaders who don't pay attention to their own voters, that we know that it is our job to fight that every woman in every corner of the country has access to healthcare and at a price they can afford. And that's what we're talking about with regards to extending those tax credits, the same way they were able to give permanent tax cuts to the wealthy and to the billionaires, to those 700 billionaires. Remember, it's always just about that. Think about that. 24 million people are going to be negatively impacted directly by the tax subsidies in order to benefit 70s. And these are the stories that we keep hearing. Those are the numbers. But what we are hearing and talking about are the stories, some of which you have heard today. And we need to remember that it is women who are the decision makers in their families for healthcare issues. They're going to have to decide when they get those notices, and they're already getting them in New Mexico. I'm assuming they're getting them in your state. And I'm assuming they're getting them in every one of your states. And that's how you know who is telling you. Because if you are seeing healthcare premiums out there that are going up, and you know what the truth is, you live that truth. And we are here fighting for your truth. Because those women will have to make the decision. Do I pay my rent? Do I pay for groceries? Or do I pay for my medicine or my health insurance, please? And what we want to do is make sure that that decision is not fatal for those children and for those women. Thank you very much for being here today. And if there are any questions, we'll see.
Senator, have you heard from anyone from the other side, any proposal on the tax credit? Anyone